In this particular video, this is pretty off the cuff. I spent about 8 hours in the ER yesterday for a family member, and long day. But while there, the Lord blessed, and I figured I'd go ahead and share it. One of the things that the Bible teaches, you can see it in Acts 17, is that there's an attribute of God called aseity. It basically means that God needs nothing. He's self-sustaining, he's self-sufficient, he is in need of nothing. We need food, we need water, we need things that keep us going. God doesn't. It's just one attribute of his holiness. He is completely separate, he is completely otherly than anything. There is nothing like him. We often say it's like this, or this particular thing's like that. Not God. God is completely otherly. There is absolutely nothing like him at all. And I was reminded of this at the hospital yesterday. We were sitting in the triage. We were waiting to go into the emergency room. And I was sitting down. I brought with me Dr. Bonson's Always Ready, Defense of the Faith, Apologetics. Also had my Kindle with me, and I have a whole mess of books. Lorraine Bottner's The Reformed Doctrine of Predestination, The Great Exchange by Jerry Bridges, a couple of books by Tozier, A.W. Tozier, Arthur Pink, one of my favorite authors, and a number of other books. Neil Lightfoot's book, title escapes me at the moment, but someone came down and sat next to me. He was a mentally impaired man, you could tell. Looked probably like in his 50s. Sweet guy. He handed me a tract. I have it around here somewhere. It was a rather blunt tract, but I would agree with the tract. And then he also handed me an invitation to a doctrines class, and it listed the doctrines, who is Christ, who is God, and so forth. He spent the day passing out tracts and reading his Bible there in the emergency room. It humbled me. It reminded me that while on a physical level, this guy, and I don't mean this in any sort of prideful way, this guy doesn't have half my intelligence. He probably isn't independent. But I'm the fool. I'm the idiot. And here's a man who doesn't have much. He meets the qualifications in 1 Corinthians, and the world would look at him and think him rather useless. But the sovereign God, the triune God, this man is precious to him. This man has been saved by God, set apart by God, and is used by God in a way that the vast majority of Christians, including me, isn't. And he is most precious. And it reminds me that God doesn't need me, and he doesn't need us. One of the things that atheists like to say is, show me the evidence. Well, if God will do this, I believe. I'll believe. Well, the truth is, as I showed in my last video, no, you won't. But above all, he doesn't need you. He doesn't need anyone. God is completely self-sufficient and satisfied within himself. It is an act of mercy for God to turn away from looking at himself. He's so glorious. He doesn't need us. The atheist more than likely hasn't thought of that. I don't see a lot of deep thinking within atheism. It's amazing. God has set apart this man for himself, the lowest of the low, so to speak, according to this world. Not rather useful in this world, but used mightily of God. It's humbling. And it is a reminder to us all that he is holy, he is sovereign, and he doesn't need us. That's why salvation is by grace. Figured I'd share it. Hope you have a good day. Bye.